Hey guys, it's Babypowder, and we are back to one of our mailbox cleanouts where we look over the amount of gold we made for the week after adding another dungeon, or now open world farms, to our bank calls for a 2 in a run series, which actually we just added Dragonblight Crypts, which was actually an open world farm, which wasn't as good as I had kind of hoped. I remember doing it back when we used multi-box and everything, and it was actually like really good farm. I thought it was going to be really a great potential, or potentially a really great farm for solo, because the spawns were super fast. It's a small area. It's just running between the two crypts. That was going to be great, but then it did that whole thing kind of like Legion Hold, does, which is our next open world farm. It kind of breaks. But eventually I was able to actually kind of work around it by just logging in and logging out, kind of like I do when I get locked out of dungeons. So I may just have to do the similar thing with Legion Hold, or I kind of was even thinking maybe I would just go to the Path of Conquest and just but this is a huge area, but I'd rather do a small area. I mean, and Legion Hold is great. It just maybe, like I said, the thing where just log in and log out or something, but we'll figure that out when we get there. We're actually, we just finished Strat Home. I did that last week, so I'm trying to get ahead again, and I'm currently working on Nomer, and I've actually done a few runs of that already, and that's going really well. It's just a little spoiler there, it is actually going really well. But anyway guys, quick recap before we jump to the bank alts and see what we made this week. We did actually do really well last week. We kind of struggled a couple weeks back when you had Remix going on, Kata dropped, and you had season 4 of Diablo dropped as well, all at the same time. Brought us to our lowest amount since since we started actually seeing decent sales. Although Thunderstorm right after we did Mana Tunes was pretty low as well. But yeah, that was our lowest at only 60,000 for the whole week, but we came right back, made almost 200,000 after Sky Reach. And then the Ramparts, which was last week, we actually saw that we were up to almost 300,000 at 298,000. So and again, this is not saying that this dungeon or this farm gave us this amount of gold. We added this one in. We're still making gold from everything we've done previously. So it's not to get confused with that. It just means we added 200 more runs, or 10 hours more worth of loot if we did an open world farm, because it's solo, so we do 5 hours between each druid. And then yeah, it's just adding on and seeing how we're building up since then. As far as our gold we've currently made 3,728,000. We made, again, 298,000 last week. We've had our ups and downs, as you guys can see. Our goal is to at least try to keep it at around 200,000. I actually added it up as a 6,271,000 we need to make before we reach our goal of 10 million. It looks like we have 28 weeks planned out here. That's including Dragonblight Curse, which we're getting ready to go over. But it looks like we need to make about 228,000 each week in order to reach our goal. So of course, if we make above that, that'll give us some room to possibly have some weeks where we make a little bit lower. But as long as we can make 228,000 on pretty much each week, or average that, we should hit our goal of 10 million before these 28 weeks are up. If not, we may have to go through and restock some of these, or we may add some others on, or we may actually just try to see how it goes without doing any more dungeons. Just let it kind of see if we can make sales off of what we already have. But actually, by this time, we're probably already needing to restock some of the stuff we've already sold. But anyway, guys, as far as our where our gold's coming from, we've made majority of the gold from transmog, so 3,391,000 of that is transmog alone. Of course, it's mostly dungeon runs, so that's mostly what we're going to make. We have made some gold with materials, 337,000. It's not bad at all. And then as far as our realms go, although it is a joint effort, we are doing multiple realms. And just keep in mind, as you see, sometimes one realm's doing better than the other, and it kind of helps point out it's better to stock up a couple realms and then move on and start stocking up more realms, because we're making this amount with just 2 realms. If we just double that, and then we're not to say those realms are going to perform exactly the same as these, But you know, in general, maybe we would be making like double if we added 2 more realms, or we'd be making close to double, or even maybe above double if they perform better. You know, it's just, you know, each time you add more, you know, it's just expanding it out. But you know, it is good to go ahead and get a couple stocked up first, and then maybe then move on, because you don't want to be, you know, leaving too many realms too thin, and then you're not seeing any sales on any of them, or just here and there you see a couple of sales. So anyway, as far as our realms go, Proudmoore has been doing the best for a while now. They're at 2,048,000 we've made with them so far. 1,680,000 with Thrall. Although Thrall had jumped above them a couple times, and then it kind of got to where, you know, Proudmoore caught back up. So last week they made 195,000, Thrall only made 102,000. But this is a new week. We can see how it goes. Again, they're not competing against each other. We do actually, you know, if we have duplicate high value items on one toon and not the other, we'll trade them between realms. So anyway, all that being said, that is the recap. We are ready to dive into week 20. So let's go ahead and get to our first bank alt, which is going to be our low value bank toon on Proudmoore, which is the one from our Lion Druids runs, and then we'll switch over to our Horde one. So let's go ahead and do that now. Here we got our low value bank toon right here, and let's see how we did for this week. So we got some sales. That's good. It's better than a 0, right? Anytime we see some sales, it's always good. And that's not bad for a low value bank toon. 50,000. So already started out pretty good. 50,387 gold. And it's only 11 sales, so pretty good average amount per sale there. Let's see, we did actually sell Buccaneer's Vest, almost 4,000 gold. I do know I got one of those back when I did BFD out of a chest, but it could have been, you know, we could have gotten some from some of the other farms as well. Jade Greaves, so Jade boots, 12, you know, almost 13,000. That code came from Zulfarak. We also possibly got some from like Diramol and places like that. Those were also dropping in there. Prospector Woolies, almost 4,000. Ceremonial Leather Harness, 5,000. Welding Caverns. Staff with Divine Infusion. I'm pretty sure that's Outland items. So code came from any number of the Outland dungeons we did. We most recently did, you know, Ramparts. So code just came from our runs from that. Then we got Riding Cloak. Not sure where that came from. Honestly not sure about that one. Arcanized Sword, 1,000. I want to say, I'm not quite sure where that came from either. Actually, kind of sounds like Outlands, but then again, maybe Iron Docks. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Prismal, that sounds like Wrath of the Lich King, maybe 10,000. So that could have came from what we just did with the Dragonblight Crypts, or it could have been even from back when we did the you know, Draktharen Keep. But yeah, possibility that actually came from what we just did with the Dragonblight Crypts, which would be awesome, because it's awesome when we actually see sales from the farm we just did the week before. But anyway, 50,387 gold. That is not a bad amount to start out with. Let's go ahead and add that to our sheet here. 50, 387. Starting out pretty good with low value transmog. Clean that out. And then we'll swap over to our hopefully exciting bank toon, which is our high value bank toon. See if they got any sales over there. We get past our little loading screen here. And here we go. All right, high value bank toon from Proudmoore. And it's bad. Oh, it's so bad. Horrible. 1,898 gold, one sell. And that's really bad, because, you know, everything has to be valued over at least 20,000. Although the Raincaller robes, they could have been that they were valued right at the 20,000 mark. Still really low for that one. Although we'll still add it into something. Hopefully it's not a bad sign for the rest of them. I actually have, just, you know, a little spoiler, because, you know, there's realms, my old realms, I've actually, because I started fresh on these realms, I have actually seen some really good sales. And if you're in the Discord, you'll see I actually ended up, even from what I posted, I had a pretty big sale on one of my old realms. But I actually even got some more sales on that one. It was actually like 800,000 cleaned out on just one realm on the old realms this week. So this week's actually been pretty good. So this is pretty sad to see. That's all I was really good at. It's pretty sad to see the high value bank tune on Proudmoore be this low, but we're just gonna go ahead and bypass that. Got it down. Well, low value was good. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the materials here. Again, with the materials, all we got was like some frostweave cloth, and we do still have some of those auction house modules from when we did Skyreach. Still waiting for some of those to sell. And that's all we sold was just some of the frostweave cloth. 1262 pieces, 131 gold. Let's add that in. Great. And so yeah, we're pretty far off still. The low value transmog tune got us to a pretty good point with, you know, with their start. Then it kind of went downhill. Hopefully Thrall can bounce us back, but as you know, Proudmoore has actually been doing better than Thrall recently. But hopefully that would not be the case today. All right, guys, so here we are. We're now on our Horde bank tune for our low value transmog. So let's go ahead and take a look, see what they got, see if they can, you know, do better hopefully than the Alliance. And let's see, low value transmog, 43,971 gold for this week, which is actually a little lower as we were at over 50,000 with Proudmoore, but still pretty respectable for our low value transmog. Not bad. 12 cells, so a little less gold average per cell, as well as they only had 11 cells with the Alliance, but we do see some pretty high ones for low value. Let's see, we sold 2 patterns for leather chest guard of the sun. I'm pretty sure that's Outlands items, so most likely came from our Ramparts runs. Time worn Shadowtooth trousers, that has to be an Isle of Thunder item. Those time worn pieces, so really nice there. Almost 12,000 gold for that one. Then we sold some giant slate bone of the fire. I'm not sure where that came from. Over 1,700 gold. That could have been maybe from Dragonblight, maybe maybe something else. I'm not quite sure on that one. Let's see, darkened broadsword, sold one of those for 4,800, and also a prospector boots for almost 14,000, and evermorn twig, selling some of those some more. Those are actually from our Iron Docks runs, so really nice there. Actually, I had to pull some of those out of the bank where we were storing them because we actually ran out. That's how fast these have actually been selling. Granted, it's only 5,000 gold, but when something's selling consistently like that, it's really nice, even if it is only like 5,000. But yeah, really good there. But again, 43,971. That is still not going to put us anywhere near our gold or our goal for 200,000 at least for the week. So hopefully we can, you know, build on that with our high value transmog when we have more than just a couple of thousand gold like we did with Proudmoore. So hopefully they'll at least make up for it on that side. So let's go ahead and switch over now and see if we have any exciting sales over on our high value bank tune. And we'll load in here. I'm on loading screen. We're only at like 96,000 right now, so got a little ways to go. High value transmog for Raw, and oh, we got some expireds. Let's clear those out. Sorry. Looks like we did actually. Wow, 465,252 gold. Wow, that alone is actually more than we've made on any one of these cleanouts, just on this one bank tune. So really nice there. And yeah, I actually kind of already knew, sorry, spoiler, this one was probably gonna be pretty good. I didn't know the exact number yet, but yeah, I did see early on that we actually had these two sales, so I knew it was going to be fairly good. But yeah, we sold this right after our clean out last time. So anyway, 465,000 gold, 14 sales, really nice week.
for Thrall. So they really are making up for where we were kind of slacking with the with Proudmoore there. But anyway, we sold the Formula Enchant Weapon Battlemaster, 35,000 gold. Not bad at all. Pattern for Hide of the Wild, one of those patterns that comes out of the caches from Dire Maul North. Sold that one for 152,000. And again, right above it, another pattern for Shifting Cloak. Another one of those epic patterns that come out of that cache, 95,000. This is actually the lowest value one. This is actually the mid value one. And then you got the Chromatic Cloak one that is actually like the highest value. And I actually been looking at some of these instances as far as planning my runs out too, and just trying to remind myself of stuff that drops and everything else. And it looks like, although I've been thinking that there's only 3 like different blue ones, and thought there was only 3 different epic ones, which is the Shifting, the Hide of the Wild, and the Chromatic Cloak. That's all we were seeing when we did our 200 runs. But apparently there might even be another one that drops that's epic. It's actually like valued at over 1 million gold. Just maybe very rare to get it. But anyway, Onyx Claymore, that comes from BFD. Sold that one for 18,000. Pattern for Girdle of Insight, sold that one for 10,000. Vanguard leg plates, of course, that came from our Zul'Farrak runs, 21,000. Tehran Icebreaker, that could have came from many of our runs. It's just a classic world drop epic. It's a pretty low value one actually too. It's 11,000. Another Onyx Claymore. This one a little less, 16,000. Yeah, these are selling pretty low. It's valued at like over 100,000 gold, but still been collecting dust, and I've got so many of these Onyx Claymores. I still have more that I'm posting up, so I'm not too bothered by it. Then we got 2 Time Worn pieces, the Face Guard and the Karas. Both of those came from Isle of Thunder. 11,000 for this one, 7,000 for that one. Brittle Flame Reaver Mask, actually another piece from Isle of Thunder, almost 12,000 gold for that one. Ceremonial Leather Loincloth, 5,000 gold, pretty low for that one actually. Restrung Voodoo Bow, also Isle of Thunder. That's the big boy from Isle of Thunder. It's about 80,000 gold in value. Actually, pretty nice value still making on that, almost 55,000 gold. Anytime you can make like half the value, I feel like it's a really good sale. Of course, if you can make at the value or above the value, it's excellent sell. It's just amazing sell. Jade Breastplate, 14,000. That could have actually came from either Dire Maul or actually our Zul'Farrak runs as well. But yeah, really amazing clean out. Nice that we sold 2 of these patterns from Dire Maul. That really gave us a lot of that gold, but still not bad sales either, especially a good sell with the Restrung Voodoo Bow as well. But yeah, 465,252 gold. And like I said, that amount alone is more than we've cleaned out on any single one of these weeks so far. So that's going to be really nice for us there. All right, let's go ahead and clean that out. It's just nice just seeing that. But hopefully we can even have a bigger one eventually. But that leaves us some big shoes to fill to kind of try to beat that one. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and go to our last one, which again is our materials, which if we're lucky, maybe we'll have some of those auction house modules sold. We still have like 1 to sell on our Alliance tune, and we still have 2 on our Horde tune here. But yeah, cannot wait to actually get this done so we can actually do our video for Stratholme and actually start posting some of those items. I know it seemed on stream that was actually going fairly bad, but it actually ended up being pretty good, in my opinion, near the end. So and actually I'm looking forward to possibly going back in there. But anyway, we got 2 sales here. We sold Aquamarine, which I think we just got out of a chest, one of the lock boxes, I mean. And then our Frostweave cloth over here at 170 gold for 1,800 of them. So yeah, let's 172 gold. Let's add that in. Right. And we'll clean that out, and then we'll bring our sheet back up here. All right. So this week, fortunately, if we will had some better high value sales on Proudmoore, it could have been even higher. But still really nice. We ended up getting those big sales with Thrall, which gave us 561,000 gold with our transmog alone this week, which is really nice. 303 gold for our materials, which all we have was some of the Frostweave cloth sell. And almost I didn't even almost didn't even consider posting because it was so low, but still it did bring us 303 gold, so whatever. That brings us a total of 561,811 gold for the week, which now brings us, as far as our total we've made for all 20 weeks, to 4,290,626 gold. So not bad. That leaves us with the remaining amount to make of 5,709,000 gold, which means we're almost halfway there. And seeing that we only needed to make 228,000 each week to make it by the time we reach the end of our listed dungeons here, that means that not saying we're going to, we're hoping that each week's going to be higher and higher, but if we have some weeks where we kind of don't make as much, we made pretty much more than double the amount needed to reach that goal. As far as our transmog we've made for all 20 weeks, we have now made 3,952,000. As far as our materials, which didn't really increase by much, went up by another 1,338,000. Now, as far as this week goes, Thrall crushed Proudmoore with 509,000 compared to 52,000. And as far as crushed, what they made last week, they have now actually, wow, they actually took the lead. As far behind as they were, they actually took the lead above Proudmoore total. 2,189,000 compared to 2,100,000, only by 89,000. That's how far they were behind. So they really just made up this week for where they've been kind of struggling. But now we can go ahead and add this big amount in at 561,811 gold. Really nice there. But yeah, guys, that is it. You guys let me know what you think as far as the sales here. Do you think that we made some really good sales with those items that sold? I know a lot of you would probably be like, we should have made a lot more of those Onyx Claymores. Really though, they've been sitting there collecting dust for a long time, and we got so many doing those 200 runs. It's not really killing me. It's not really as rare as some of those items that drop in BFD, I feel. So it maybe that is actually overvalued. It probably should get more than just 18 and 16,000. I would agree with that, but it may not be worth the whole 100,000, whatever it is. Unlike items like the axe and stuff that drop in there, that's a little bit more rare than those items. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys like this clean out. I really liked it. It's a really good amount of gold, definitely a lot more than we've seen any other week we've done these clean outs. And if you did, just make sure you smash that thumbs up so I know that you like it. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss tomorrow's video, where we actually go over the loot that we got from Stratholme, which was our next one up. We're actually currently working on Nomer, which if you guys would like to join in and do some of these runs with me and do a loot appraiser challenge, or just join in and see the drops come live, make sure you go ahead and follow that link down below for Twitch, so you guys can do that. Also, we just love to have you for some nice fun conversation. Also, guys, don't forget to check out the video tomorrow, like I said, and also next Sunday, because we're doing this every Sunday, you'll be able to keep up with these clean outs and see how much gold we made after we had Stratholme. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all in the next video and on Twitch.